All right. All right. Still on. Um, this here is this episode here on this live show here. Sorry, I had to I was in a hurry, fix me some food, and you know, well, I had to fix me some cherry and broccoli rice and all that. Um, I had to get some ice. I had to grab some ice out of the thing, the ice tray, and then pour in the cup. So, and after all this, I poured I poured pita crackers in this cheddar rice, and then I poured garlic powder in it. But happy belated birthday to my cousin Jonathan Coleman, and happy birthday to Jarmar Martin. To these people that have to be my cousins, wish them both happy birthdays at the same time. But cheers to both of them. I pull out my cold beverage right here. So I keep it NC-17 today. So that's what we're doing. And I'm glad to get this over with this thing about what happened last Monday with Sasha Banks and Naomi walking out on Vince McMahon at WWE Raw. You know, they walked out on Vince McMahon, and all of a sudden they had their bags packed and all this shit, and then they went off. They both went off to talent executive vice president, talent relations vice president, John Laurinaitis. They went to his office, and then see what they did to them. See what he did? They put the tag team belts, the WWE Women's Tag Team title belts. They had to put them on the desk of John Laurinaitis, hand to him. They might go ahead and turn that. They better go put together some sort of tournament for those WWE Women's Tag Team title belts. Put them in the tournament. Send it back to Raw. Put it in the tournament. You know. And then they left with their bags. Sasha and Naomi left with their bags packed and towed, left, and never been seen and heard from again. They're gone like a dollar bill hitting the saddle. We're going on this thing about how the thing happened. It's called WWE Exposed. It's a story on why Sasha Banks and Naomi really walked out of WWE and Vince McMahon. We're going straight to the to yesterday's off the script episode, and we'll go check this out, my friend, right quick. Yeah, man. Now lightning and thundering, boys. You see lightning and thundering, nigga? Yeah. See that shit? Push it back. You can hear the sound of the thunder and lightning, bitch. Yeah, nigga. Don't smell shit, nigga. Yeah, nigga. I gotta put myself in the chat. Everybody needs to jump in. You're not jumping the live stream chat. Jump in, man. Jump in, man. It's fight night, nigga. Fight night. It's fight night, niggas. Shit. Jason's getting his ass whooped. He's done. We're looking for Jason Moore. Jason's gone. I fucked up. Let me put that down, man. Damn, phone looks too high. Phone looks too high. Phone looks too high. Y'all live quick. That's fine. I had a bit more nice rest. You know, I had a rest because it's started getting hot. 10 nigga. See how much you bubbling, boys? See how much you bubbling? They got foamy, man. That's what happened. That's how I'm pouring in energy drinks. There's another song, boys. Yeah. That's another song. Keep going, boys. That's right. Yeah. It's that shit, bro. I gotta pour these 5-hour energy in this. I gotta pour 5-hour energy in this 10 so it can help me get a boost. Help me get some sort of boost right there. Yeah. It's that taste of. Gotta get enough of that shit. Yeah. No more that unstable shit. We'll keep it going. This came from yesterday, folks. Yeah, this last been hungry, bro. I haven't eaten a goddamn. Excuse me, back. Oh, my back. I eat a goddamn thing since this morning, bro. Drop a comment below, man. you do with your laboratory questions. That's right. They kick 2 or 3 songs from there. They kick 1 or 2 songs from there. All right. Yeah. So top for Cherry the Raspbone. Okay. He comes to Jerry. He comes to Jerry D with yesterday's with last night's news, folks. Let's check him out now. Let's go check him out now. He's a Mustang. Windows up, pull windows down. Tell he let the world know why that Sasha Banks and Naomi Knight are leaving or walking out on WWE and Vince McMahon. That's what the story is. Fire that shit up, Jerry. Hit that shit. JD, hit the shit. Give him the news, man. You'll be all right,
it's
partner.
Happy hour somewhere, man. And that somewhere is the OTS venue.
Yep, man.
We are live this afternoon, man. We got a lot to talk about.
Oh, this one yesterday afternoon.
Naomi news.
That was yesterday afternoon, Rob.
We're about to talk about the real reason
My bad.
why they walked out of WWE last night, man.
Yep.
After what was a bombshell news story during Monday Night Raw. One of their close personal friends revealed it all. Months of shit creative bubbled up, and it boiled over last night to a point where I absolutely am in support of their decision. What did Vince McMahon and Bruce Prichard want Naomi and Sasha Banks to do? What did they do to the tag team championships? And why did that six-pack challenge need to be made in the first place when none of it even made sense to begin with?
The six-pack challenge is dead, JD.
We're going to talk about it all, ladies and gentlemen.
It's fucking
it is
dead.
Tuesday afternoon. I got my cold beverage, man.
Yeah.
It's not my typical live stream cold beverage.
Yeah.
But I'm going to the OTS venue, man. I see you guys are excited. I see the memberships already coming in.
Not to citrus,
we got 1,200 people plus already waiting to get inside, man. I'll meet you guys over there, but I got one very important question for you guys before I get the hell out of here, man.
What the fuck are you guys drinking?
Before I jet off like Sasha Banks and Naomi, man.
What the fuck are you guys drinking?
What the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Okay. Go on to the venue, boy. Go on to the venue, JD. Go for it, man. That's all you see here. Yep. What's that shit closer, dog? Gotta push it closer, guys. Gotta push it closer. Yeah. Gotta push it closer, yeah. Nobody geared up, man. good for marketing purposes, man. Saints had Saints jersey and toe. Look, you know what I mean? Can't get any realer than this shit. Yeah, can't get any realer than that shit. Come on, folks, it's gonna get loud. Cover your ears. Give your ears. It's gonna get loud.
Why is AEW successful? Why is Tony Khan running his promotion better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard are running Monday night and Friday night? Long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. It is May 17th, 2022. I am JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Tuesday afternoons, wherever you may be. We got a lot to talk about, guys. We got a lot to go over in regards to Naomi and Sasha Banks walking out of WWE. Bombshell information was released via a close personal friend on social media after Monday Night Raw went off the air. I didn't see it until I went live and finished my live stream on Monday nights with the Off the Script Monday Night Raw post show. I did not see it until after I was finished. So we have a lot to discuss here, man, because there were a lot of bombshell stories to come out of this series of tweets in regards to why they walked away. And like I said last night, we should not be in a position to support shit creative from WWE. Now, this is something that is widely being talked about right now. This is something that fans and people that actually work in the industry are talking about.
Yeah.
Everybody's talking about this. You either are on their side or you are not on their side. You're not on their side because you're claiming they're unprofessional.
Let's talk about
If they walked away, then they wouldn't have a job if they showed up to work the very next day. Obviously, people are on their side because this is something that is the norm in WWE. And the creative aspect of not only the show, but the women's division has deteriorated year over year over year. And it's come to a point where I think people are just sick and fucking tired of WWE's lackadaisical ways on how they book their fucking shows. Most notably, the women. And when I read to you what WWE wanted Sasha and Naomi to do, it is not going to be a surprise to anybody why they walked out.
Not.
I don't blame them one fucking bit. And the more I read about this story, it's even more so that I don't blame them. And I wouldn't wish anybody to be in their shoes, but if I did, I would hope they make the same decision that Naomi and Sasha Banks made last night. We're going to go over all of that and go through some tweets. There was a absolutely shit tweet by Matt Cardona today. I don't know if he was shilling WWE or if he wanted to just gain some notoriety today on Tuesday afternoon by making fun of this Sasha Banks Naomi situation.
Matt Cardona's a fucking douchebag. Matt Cardona's a fucking douchebag.
Has nothing to do with today's topic, but CM Punk also buried Ryan Satin. And when
Ryan
people
Satin's
bury
done.
Ryan Satin on a normal day,
Ryan Satin's done.
Day,
fuck that bitch, man.
Punk buries Ryan Satin.
Ryan Satin, fuck that bitch, man.
Afternoon. Fuck Ryan Satin.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about that. He's a fucking scumbag. One of the most
fucking scumbag we go with.
Looking rats that you could possibly find in the entire community, man. Fuck that guy. What a complete piece of shit. Swerve called him out too. Fuck.
Yeah.
Love to see it, man. I
Swerve
love
got his
to
ass, too.
see it. We're going to go over everything today. Ooh, that came in hot.
Got the music on now.
I got some good tunes on here, man. They should be coming in hot.
They got it hot, too.
We got a lot to talk about today, guys. I thank you guys so much for joining me on your Tuesday afternoons. We got almost 2,000 in the venue right now.
Yeah, man.
Happy hour, man. Make
Happy
sure
hour's
you guys
ready.
get your cold beverages. Make sure you guys sit down, relax, and enjoy. I'll be here for the next hour. And I appreciate every single one of you stopping by right here on Off the Script. Hit that thumbs up. Let's start with that. Hit that thumbs up, man. Let's try for 1,000 likes minimum. We're nearing 2,000 in the venue. So let's try for 1,000 likes on the live stream this afternoon. We already got 3 new members today, man. We already got 3 new members. We got
full of the mug, bro.
Generation X.
What's up, BX?
Thank you for becoming a new member.
What's up, BX?
VIP
Yeah.
Club, brother. What are you drinking this afternoon, man? It's happy hour.
BX?
You guys can go to the bar and get your drinks, multiple drinks if you want, because it's fucking happy hour, man. Drinks are half off this afternoon.
Yeah.
We got Sonic 1987. Thank you for becoming a member today, brother. What are you drinking tonight?
Yeah.
And we got It's Frags becoming a new member, man. Thank you guys so very much. I love to see new members, new VIPs walk on in to the OTS. If you guys want to join, hit that join button. Become a part of the VIP club right here on the podcast. Emotes.
That's
you guys
better.
get those emotes in the chat, and you guys get those badges next to your name, show of your VIP status. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Thank you to all the new members who joined the channel, man. We had a great night on Monday night. Thank you guys so very much for supporting me and Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Oh, yeah.
In this huge breaking story that continues to develop every single hour, man. We're going to talk about it as long as we got news coming on, and I'll keep you guys updated on everything. So thank you to all the new people who have found the podcast via this Sasha Banks story. Go and check out the Monday Night Raw review. If you guys want to hear my heated rants on everything as it was breaking last night, that's live. Thank you for the 4,000 that showed up last night.
They do show up.
Awesome night.
Yeah.
You guys killed it, man.
They killed it
already. The #1 live stream on Monday night. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. So go check that out. It's on the homepage right now. If you guys missed any of that, I'll be live again tomorrow night with Jesse. AEW Dynamite and the Owen Cup continues. We'll talk about it all as we head into Double or Nothing. Go get your t-shirts. Bonfire.com is the exclusive home of Off the Script. And go and support my sponsor for today's show. That's
support's ready,
Audible,
man.
audibletrial.com/Off the Script. 30 days free of their service and 1 free audiobook of your choice, man. Thank you to Audible, as always, for keeping it real and sponsoring the podcast on OTS.
Yeah.
Let's get into the news, guys. I got a lot to go over here, and we're going to start with the basics here. Yes, if you guys don't know, Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out of Monday Night Raw last night citing creative indifference with Vince McMahon. We did not know what that meant when we were reading it as it was breaking on social media.
That's why I had to make this episode better.
Sasha Banks and Naomi walked into John Laurinaitis' office.
Yeah.
Threw the women's championships down on his desk.
They put them on the desk.
And claimed that the women's division and the tag team championships had been booked like shit. And then actively walked away.
And left the tag belts with John Laurinaitis, though.
6-person, 6-pack challenge for the #1 contendership to Bianca Belair's Monday Night Raw Women's Championship that would have been contested
straight right back to Raw
on June 5th.
Go ahead and tag back. The women's tag belt
Banks
right
and
back to
Naomi
Raw.
were a part of that match. Why? I don't know.
It's a 6-pack. It's a 6-pack challenge. It's history.
Why Nick
keep making them shits up?
Were added to that match to make the field of 6 complete. Again, I don't know.
Nope.
I don't really know. So we have 2 tag teams right now. One that just got paired together with Doudrop and Nikki Ash. Sasha Banks and Naomi are SmackDown athletes. They're SmackDown superstars. They were on Monday Night Raw. They are the women's tag team champions. Why they were in that match to begin with is very questionable. why Nikki Ash and Doudrop were a part of that match. I don't really get
I'll pull up an extra.
You
I'll
could
pull up
have
an
easily
extra
found
live
4
stream in a
other
minute.
women to fit into that 6-pack challenge if you wanted to
Everyone
do
doing this 2-hour
a
live stream.
6-pack challenge match. What happened to Rhea Ripley? Where's Liv Morgan?
Where are the Rhea?
Why aren't you using Dana Brooke or Carmella? Carmella was there. These women were actively there. Dana Brooke and Carmella, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan, they were all on the show.
Yeah.
So why did you need to use Sasha and Naomi? And why did you need to use Nikki Ash and Doudrop?
Why?
I don't get it. I mentioned this last night.
Why?
Weren't Nikki Ash and Doudrop feuding with Sasha Banks and Naomi?
Why did
Wasn't that going to be the next feud for Sasha Banks and Naomi, being that there is no other tag team in the women's division? There's no tag team division, period. But there are no other teams in the division. When one team goes down, then WWE comes up with another idea to pair 2 women together, and then WWE just feuds these 2 teams together until it's fucking boring.
Yeah.
That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. Naomi and Sasha Banks, they inherited these championships. But it's not their fault that the championships were fucking useless.
And they tell them the manipulation
they inherited these championships with no direction. Sasha Banks and Naomi give a shit. They care about what they do greatly, and they thought they could make a difference and change
every fucking
the way
day they make the revolution happen.
How the titles felt. But they are not miracle workers.
They put in fucking
they
work.
They do it by themselves without the backing of management, without the backing of Jarmar, Pritchard, and Vince McMahon. And those 3 people just actively don't care about the current state of women's wrestling. All 3 of them would much rather see a Divas division return.
Seis Bernardo and Trent Fatu have put in fucking work for the women's division.
You get a gist of what their vision is for what they want the women's division to be. It's not what Sasha Banks and Naomi want it to be. It's not what Sasha and Bayley set forth with the start of the women's revolution.
So they get
with
put in
their
6-pack
match.
They don't want to be in the middle of
Brooklyn #1.
Yeah.
This is a mess.
It is a mess.
It is a complete and utter shit show.
Yeah.
So that's the indeed. And then we got stories coming out after Monday Night Raw, things that I wasn't really able to talk about on Monday night and the post show. But now this is why I'm here. I'm going to divulge this information to you guys because
it was reported divulge that information
after the Monday Night Raw review went off.
Divulge that bitch, man.
But like I said, everybody's talking about this, from fans and industry insiders, superstars in the industry, you name it. They're all talking about it. They're all giving their opinion. Whether you are giving your opinion and taking sides and taking Sasha Naomi's side, or you're shilling to the E and calling them both unprofessional. Everybody and everybody in between are talking about this topic.
They took all the sides.
CM Punk fired back at Matt Cardona for seemingly mocking the Sasha Banks and Naomi situation.
CM Punk already trashed Matt Cardona, bro.
Matt Cardona is getting some heat this afternoon from a large portion of the wrestling fans on Twitter, and you do not want to fuck with the Sasha Banks stands. Let me tell you something there. He may be a noob when it comes to that type of deal. But you saw that tweet, Christ, he may actually have to close down his Twitter at the end of the day. It will be a nonstop barrage of bullshit coming his way.
Oh, you just showed the tweet from Matt Cardona
that seemingly mocked the situation with Naomi and Sasha Banks. Cardona tweeted,
"Yo, did you show that shit?
You show that shit though? Right here for you. It is right now.
Oh no! They got Matt Cardona being pushed out the fucking. He got pushed out the web by Kane.
Stage in a wheelchair on Raw. I should have.
He got pushed off the fucking thing by Glenn Jacobs.
My neck brace on the table and walked out because I wasn't being respected enough as the Internet's champion.
That's just a picture.
This is what Matt Cardona said in regards to the Sasha Banks and Naomi. That's right before the Elimination Chamber, dog. Saw this tweet.
That's right before the Elimination Chamber, dog.
Against WWE management and knows the inner workings of WWE management. It is definitely Phil Brooks.
Oh, he knows.
CM Punk. He replied, and I quote, "If you go back in time to stand up for yourself, you should stand up for the workers now," says CM Punk. End quote. I love that. He is standing up.
You go back in time to stand up for yourself. You should stand up. You should stand up.
Really be doing
the workers
of how
now.
We know WWE.
There's a picture of Glenn Jacobs
Dax Harwood
push him
of
off the
FDR, he even tweeted out,
the web.
always stand up for what you believe in. Fucking always
stand up for what you believe in. Fucking always.
And Bailey, and they were all buddy mentoring each other, training with each other when they were inside the WWE during their time there.
Yeah.
I don't understand how anybody
Bailey could have just returned
there and not
to
support
SmackDown,
their
bro.
decision. Now I get people are going to be calling them unprofessional, and you know those are the people that
Corey,
really
that's Corey Graves' fault.
This type
Vince
of thing
already told Corey to say it.
It's crazy to me how you can call them unprofessional when they're probably working for the most unprofessional wrestling company on the face of the fucking planet.
Well, know it.
WWE. Bruce Pritchard himself is unprofessional. John Laurinaitis is unprofessional.
Idiots.
Kevin Dunn is unprofessional.
Yeah, that fucking producer.
Vince McMahon is unprofessional.
The CEO and chairman,
His actions are unprofessional.
Blame all of them.
Everything about these people is unprofessional. They don't give a fuck about
all three of them are fucking perverts, bro.
And I
all of them, bro. They're all perverts.
All
fucking perverts
on that roster. So when Sasha Banks and Naomi disrupt the system, I love to see it because we always hear stories of
I gotta go through it, hear that manipulation shit.
Oh my God, everybody is afraid to talk to Vince McMahon, and you can't even get in touch with Vince McMahon because he doesn't want anything to do with you, and he doesn't want to talk to you. It's either his way, Bruce Pritchard's way, or the fucking highway. Get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
That's the mentality that they created backstage.
That's
you have to go through rings of fire just to get a fucking
of the management team.
Vince McMahon.
That's the attitude of management, bro.
You got to talk to a producer. You got to go through a creative. Creative doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Bruce Pritchard is telling you, this and that'll talk.
That producer's bossing both Sasha and Naomi around.
Vince McMahon wants. Bruce Pritchard's only going to tell Vince McMahon what Vince McMahon wants to hear. And if it's anything of a concern, he doesn't give a shit. He does not give a shit. We've documented this time and time again. Sasha Banks and Naomi should be supported in this time. What happens to them, I don't know. Somebody told me today that WWE actively took them off all the live event schedules until June.
They're off the fucking shows then.
I don't know what that means.
They're off the shows then.
Maybe WWE is just going to lightly give out punishment.
They're off the shows. They're not going to come back.
What's going to happen with the tag team championship? We'll discuss that in a second. I don't know what fucking WWE.
Sasha and Naomi go say fuck WWE and then get the fuck out.
Should be fucking burned and abolished. They should be fucking retired forever. I don't see a need for the tag team championship.
Women's tag belts could have been gone.
But obviously, Dax
pissed on forever.
Cardona's a fucking prick. I don't know if he was shilling the E or if he was poking fun and trying to be funny, but really is in support of them. I don't know. It was probably best for him to keep his mouth shut if he wanted to go in the route that he did and take the direction that he did. I don't really understand his fucking tweet out of all of this.
Wasted time.
Carmella defended Corey Graves. Corey Graves was on commentary during the show and called Sasha Banks and Naomi unprofessional. He used that unprofessional term on Monday night.
Vince told Corey to say it.
Received criticism
told Corey to say it too.
What he
Vince
said
McMahon told Corey to say that.
The show was supposed to feature a six-pack challenge.
What yelling the head said told Corey to say unprofessional.
Sasha Banks and Naomi, but that was changed to Lynch and Asuka, with Lynch winning to determine the top contender for the Raw Women's Championship.
Becky Lynch and Asuka all on to deal with each other.
Miss to the face.
Yeah.
During the show, it was announced that Banks and Naomi had left, leaving Lynch to ask Adam Pearce to change things. It's been reported that Lynch came up with the idea for the segment, so Becky Lynch had to right the ship here, according to sources.
Yeah, too.
Graves then said on commentary that Banks and Naomi are unprofessional and unprofessionally walked out. That's what he said on social media. So it was speculated that this line was given to Graves by Vince McMahon.
He care about his wife. He care about his wife.
Walking out when advertised.
But he doesn't even care about Sasha Banks and Naomi.
Austin walked out in 2002.
That's 20 years old. That's 20 years ago.
Took his ball and went home.
20 years ago.
Carmella, who is married to Graves, responded to a fan saying, "Get your man," to Carmella, meaning that he made a fuck up and shouldn't have said what he said on Monday Night Raw in reference to his commentary. Carmella stated that Graves was just doing his job, essentially a confirmation that Graves was told to say what he said on commentary during the broadcast on Monday night.
Vince told Corey to say it.
I don't know why anybody's poking
Vince
fun
told
and
Corey
blaming
to say
Corey
it.
Graves. Corey Graves was told to say what he said on Monday night. I don't think, Corey Graves gets a lot of shit for no reason. I don't really understand. Every time the guy opens his fucking mouth, somebody seemingly has a problem with what Corey Graves says. I don't
because
understand.
Vince told Corey to say
Corey
it.
Graves is probably next to Michael Cole, the most knowledgeable guy on the WWE commentary team. He makes the shows tolerable as far as a commentary standpoint is concerned. He is very in the know and very aware of what's going on with everything. When someone else doesn't know anything, Corey Graves is quickly there to rectify it, fix something, fix an error, call out somebody who made a mistake. He's pretty much the anchor of the commentary team.
Rectify the situation.
Something like that,
rectify the situation is what you
gotta
do.
Jump on Corey Graves and jump down his fucking throat because it came out of his mouth, not knowing that Vince McMahon is a micromanaging fucking just geek.
Yeah.
He's just, oh God, it fucking pisses me off.
Micromanaging geek.
Everything.
Micromanaging geek.
He's a control freak. Corey Graves was told to say what he said last night on Monday Night Raw.
That's his job.
It's not Corey Graves going into business for himself. In fact, if I was a betting man, Corey Graves would probably look at Sasha Banks and Naomi, and he would probably side with them, but you'll never hear that because he can't say that because he's not going to risk his fucking position and his job to go against the company.
Corey's just following
I just have an inkling of a feeling that Corey Graves kind of understands what they're going through and would be in support of their decision no matter what.
Yeah.
That's just my take on that.
Yeah.
Carmella even got involved and pretty much gave everybody the notion that, yes, Corey Graves
that's Leah Bandel Polinsky's job is to defend her husband, Matt. Yeah.
On Monday. Sasha Banks and Naomi, they were reportedly upset with something that transpired hours before the show.
Oh, they mad, huh?
WrestleVotes tweeted out, and they said that there was tension all day leading up to the broadcast on Monday night, and both Banks and Naomi were upset at something.
Wow, they upset.
There were scrimmages for their match. There were rehearsals for their match.
Those scrimmages like NFL scrimmages.
And then that's when things just fucking boiled over.
Those scrimmages are like NFL scrimmages. They used to NFL scrimmages.
Source notes. Now, this is last night. Source notes that WWE's statement regarding Sasha and Naomi's walkout is just the baseline of the details. The tension leading up to the walkout was palpable all day.
It's palpable.
Both superstars upset at something that had transpired. More details will come out in due time on this story.
It's palpable.
So we didn't know what that meant when WrestleVotes tweeted that out. Yeah. Everybody was scrambling for information.
They scrambling,
and one thing after the other was coming out, and we realized that Sasha Banks fans, I didn't realize it, fans dove deeper into the situation. They realized that Sasha Banks unfollowed Vince McMahon, Roman Reigns, the Usos, the WWE main Twitter account.
Sasha already unfollowed all of them.
I believe it was only on Twitter. It might have been on Instagram, but I'm seeing only Twitter for now. She unfollowed all of the major WWE accounts that she's been following. The only people that she's still following right now are Tamina, Snoop Dogg, John Cena, and a couple of others.
Yeah.
And that's it. She unfollowed, and I don't know if that means anything. It may mean nothing, but people look into that
Snoop
to really
Dogg,
gauge on what somebody is truly feeling in that moment.
She followed,
and she unfollowed her employer. She unfollowed her boss. She unfollowed the top star in the company. She unfollowed the biggest tag team.
She unfollowed Miss McMahon too.
She is just sick and tired and basically with that action, done. She's done.
I followed all the wrestlers.
I said this last night.
all the wrestlers.
And we'll go over it again when I get into the fucking real,
I followed everybody on Twitter.
Real solid meat and potatoes of the
I followed everybody on Twitter. That's what I do.
That's what had transpired during the show, and that was the news.
I'm a Twitter darling, baby.
During the show last night. So WrestleVotes tweeted out about a WWE official statement.
The official
statement I read last night on the post show on Off the Script. WWE issued an official statement on why Sasha Banks and Naomi were not on the show, and they detailed that they walked out of the building and walked off of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
WWE says this, and I quote, when Sasha Banks and Naomi arrived at the arena this afternoon, they were informed of their participation in the main event of tonight's Monday Night Raw. This was last night. During the broadcast, they walked into the WWE Head of Talent Relations office, John Laurinaitis, with their suitcases in hand, placed their tag team championship belts on his desk, and
they got
walked out.
They got their bags packed and ready to
They
go, bro.
They weren't respected enough as tag team champions.
They got their bags packed and ready to go, man. And they're leaving.
I know that's the current feeling.
They never seen her from again.
Naomi, and that is the current feeling from many of the fans that watch this product. Not only the tag team championships and the tag team champions, but the women's division in general.
Well, listen to me.
And even
you go to the top.
They had 8
if you don't listen to me, you've never been heard from again.
They claimed they were uncomfortable in the ring with 2 of their opponents, even though they had matches with these individuals in the past with no consequences. Now, I don't know who these individuals
Rest in peace
were. There were 4 other women in that match. Doudrop, Nikki Ash, Asuka,
he said this with pride.
I don't understand why that
you listen to me.
Said.
You go to the top.
I don't know why Sasha
if you don't
Banks
listen
and
to me,
Naomi
you've never been heard
would
from again.
Go out there and claim that they were uncomfortable with people
Rest
in
in peace,
that match
Bobby the Brain Heenan.
when they had worked.
He had some mind
with every
for
single
the
one of them.
business.
It might be more so Asuka and Becky Lynch that they're comfortable with, and less with Doudrop and Nikki Ash. But I don't really recall at any point watching Doudrop, Piper Niven, or Nikki Cross transforming into Nikki Ash, where they were reckless in the ring or where they hurt somebody. This is not a
reckless is Doudrop and Nikki
situation. Sasha Banks has worked extensively with Becky Lynch. I don't think there's an issue there. There may be some animosity there for whatever reason. I don't know. That's just me insinuating and speculating, but I don't really know.
No.
You know, Asuka and Sasha Banks, they were pretty much the 2 women with Bayley that held the women's division together in an empty gymnasium when WWE was still producing live television during the pandemic, in the middle of the pandemic.
They held it down, bro.
If there's anybody that Asuka is familiar with and Sasha Banks is familiar with, it's both of them together. So I don't really understand that. Is that a situation where WWE is just putting that into words and getting that statement out there to make them look bad? And for what reason would WWE want to make them look bad by lying like that and creating a false narrative? I don't really understand that. I don't think there's anybody in that ring that Sasha Banks is uncomfortable to work with. Same thing with Naomi.
Yeah.
So they were uncomfortable with 2 of their opponents in the ring. No names were given. Obviously, no names were given. Monday Night Raw, they end with this. Monday Night Raw is a scripted live TV show whose characters are expected to perform the requirements of their contract. We regret we were unable to deliver as advertised tonight's main event.
Yeah.
It's very weird that WWE put out a statement like that and really kind of opened the curtain to what is going on here.
That's a typical way.
But they opened the curtain, and WWE's known not to open the curtain. They did this with John Moxley as well.
They did that a couple of times.
They did this with John Moxley.
With Jonathan Good.
Gave an official statement that John Moxley was leaving WWE, or Jonathan Good was leaving WWE and was on his way to AEW.
Yeah.
But WWE issued this statement, and then the narrative became, "Oh, this is a work." I'm not going to believe it.
That's the same thing what happened with the Greg Kading thing.
This is all to get Sasha Banks and Naomi to split up, turn Naomi heel, have them vacate the women's tag team championships, and then have Naomi join the bloodline. Because if you guys are in the news in the last 7 days or so, there's been a lot of talk about Naomi possibly joining at some point in the future.
That didn't work out. They shot it down.
And Jey Uso
shot
in that faction on SmackDown.
They shot that down.
This is not a work.
They shot that down.
This is not a work. I would have told you already if I felt like it was a work. I've never even used that word and never even used that narrative in all of the time that I've talked about this dating back to last night.
Yeah.
I don't think this is a work. This is
it's never work.
Sasha Banks is angry.
It's not work.
Naomi is angry. They feel disrespected. They feel mistreated. The women's division is suffering. The tag team championships mean shit. And WWE has shown that they don't want any part of it and don't want to fix it.
Women's division.
They are legit angry.
Women's division is in shambles, man.
I stress to you again. Anybody that's telling you that this is a work, ignore them. This is not a work. This is 100% shoot. Legit. It's not a work at all. Sasha Banks and Naomi's issues.
That's their issues there.
This is where we get into the good stuff.
That's after they left.
Sasha Banks and Naomi's issues allegedly go back to several months. Not shocked. Not shocked at all. All you got to do is open your eyes, man. Jeepers,
Open it up.
creepers.
Open them up.
Where'd you get those peepers? Remember that?
Open them
Open
eyes
up your
up.
fucking peepers, man. All you got to do is watch the fucking show.
Yeah.
There was a video, there was a podcast I did way back in the day when Sasha Banks walked out of WWE because of frustration and just being fucking depressed about how everything materialized when they won. They were inaugural, her and Bayley were inaugural women's tag team champions. WWE gave them the reins to run the division and make those championships feel like
putting in work.
Or feel important, or feel like they were important on day one.
They put in work.
They were given that role. They were given that responsibility.
They were putting in work.
WWE putting in work. They crowned them that year at the Elimination Chamber, only to drop those titles to the Iconics at WrestleMania. And then after that, shit blew up.
Yeah.
Shit blew up. Sasha walked out, and she was just done at that point with WWE and everything that they had done with the women's division and
she
the
followed the
newly
Usos,
created
Vince
women's tag
McMahon,
team championships. I made a video,
but she later followed Snoop Dogg, Tamina, and a few others,
documenting why Sasha Banks walked out, and it wasn't very difficult to see. Weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of repeated matches with the Riot
rinse
Squad,
and repeat.
Sarah Logan, Ruby Riott, and Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan's by herself. She's stuck.
After weeks of television,
Liv Morgan's
going
stuck
through
by herself,
different tag team partners. It could have been Bayley. It could have been Natalia. It could have been Selena. It could have been this and that and this and that. WWE gave Sasha Banks a rerun for almost a full calendar year. Full calendar year.
That's a full calendar year.
And then on top of that, before WWE wanted to do anything with tag team wrestling inside the women's division, Sasha Banks really isn't known for holding championships all that long either. She hasn't held a single fucking championship outside of 30 days plus. I don't really recall how many days, if somebody can look it up for me, what her last reign as women's champion was. It really wasn't all that long. It may have eclipsed 30 days, but it still wasn't all that long in what should have been a fruitful reign for Sasha Banks. I believe the longest reign she had was the last one she had before she dropped it to Bianca Belair. It may have been somewhere around 100 days or so.
Yeah.
But still, that's not really what Sasha Banks deserves. And before that title reign, Sasha Banks didn't hold a championship for more than 30 days, and she dropped it back and forth in a fucking seesaw of fucking matches. 167 days, Jojo. Thank you in the chat, bro. Thank you for the analytics.
Thanks, chat.
167 days. But before that, it was just a seesaw effect with Charlotte Flair trading the titles back and forth on Monday Night Raw. She didn't do anything special with the Women's Championship. WWE never really fully gave her the ball and the crown to run that fucking division like they did everybody else. Bayley one of the longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champions of all time. Becky Lynch. WWE touted Becky Lynch as holding the title for over 2 years when we know that's not the fact. We know that's not true. Charlotte Flair, the company bends over fucking backwards.
They did bend it.
To give Charlotte Flair whatever they did bend over backwards. Has Sasha Banks ever gotten that opportunity? Has Sasha Banks ever gotten that treatment? No. Sasha Banks has never gotten that treatment.
Nah.
So where is this woman being a petty, spoiled bitch to some of the people online?
It always happens when they call. That's what happens when they call Sasha Banks that.
You don't realize what all that does to somebody's emotional state.
Why the fuck they call Sasha Banks a petty, spoiled
somebody
bitch?
Is as weak of an individual.
So what? Women or just hate being called bitches and hoes and sluts and all that.
Go off the rails and never fucking come back.
They don't want to get they need that respect anyway. You don't get that respect.
She went on hiatus. She was disenfranchised.
That's when women get tired of being called bitches, hoes, and sluts.
And that was wrestle.
By the own fucking kids.
WWE killed her spirit. She had to go to fucking Japan and go find that spark again, wrestling Japanese strong style.
Especially Especially
this woman
they'll force to fucking do this by their own record label.
She could have easily given up. She didn't want to because she loves what she does so much. I find it very funny how people call Sasha Banks petty. They find Sasha Banks to be spoiled. Why don't you just do what you're told? No. When something is wrong and you do not believe in something, you should speak up 100% and voice your concerns and voice your opinions.
Voice on that the other concern side,
when you're listening to someone voice their opinions and voice their concerns, you should reciprocate that back with open ears and listen to them and work through the fucking bullshit to make everybody happy.
Voice those concerns quick,
That did not happen here.
Please voice them quick.
That did not happen here. Not even close.
No.
And I find it funny how people think Sasha Banks is a spoiled bitch.
Why think so?
The woman has been treated unfairly compared to everybody else in the horsewomen. And it's not right.
The four horsewomen.
I don't know what she's done. I don't know what WWE sees in the others and not in Sasha Banks.
Bailey.
But the woman prides herself on her body of work. WWE, if you look at WWE and you look at the type of people they are, they obviously, and we talked about this many times before,
Becky Lynch or whatever the fuck.
They do not like professional wrestling.
Probably Becky Lynch, I don't know.
Sasha Banks is professional wrestling. That's the gist of it. Sasha Banks is professional wrestling. She has a fucking notebook of everything she does. How many times I've heard she goes to the House of Glory school right here in Queens? How many fucking times
she learned this from Mason Red. Mason Red taught everything.
Sasha Banks brought the notebook.
Mason Red taught everything.
The notebook. She was writing shit down. She learns from Red every time.
Mason Red taught everything.
She goes in there and she trains with the fucking students that are just
including Mason Red
in the industry that want to do this.
The ex-TNA
they
star.
They want to do this thing that we love called
Mason
professional wrestling. She's there training the fucking kids and working out with them, creating this equal environment. Sasha Banks is one of the biggest pro wrestlers on the planet. Sasha Banks is one of the most notable figures in all of the industry. Yet she walks into the House of Glory school, trains with Red, and is a part of his class as if she was somebody who just walked in off the street to learn on day one. WWE doesn't admire that.
No.
WWE doesn't admire that at all. Why? Because she cares too fucking much. If WWE finds that you care too much, they will actively destroy you and it.
They'll destroy anybody. That's it.
That's the basis of it. Sasha Banks is too real. Sasha Banks is too passionate, and Sasha Banks cares too much. I don't know why that turns WWE off the way that it does. I don't think I'll ever understand it, because the way I look at it, if Sasha Banks embodies all of that, that's the type of person I want as my number one in my women's division. That's the fucking person I want as the role model to lead the rest of the division and the roster. I want everybody looking up to somebody like that. This is not what we have here. This is not what we have here. WWE looks down on Sasha Banks. Everybody's now treating Sasha Banks and Naomi as if they did something wrong. And now there's inner fucking circles on WWE side in that locker room probably saying, well, why did they get upset? They got upset over what they got upset about?
They probably did. Why?
Everybody, wait till I read to you what I'm about to read to you. They already know that. Damning information.
It's information.
It's disgusting what I'm about to read to you.
Yeah,
but Sasha Banks cares too much, man. This woman prides herself on her body of work, like I said. Just watch the Stone Cold Steve Austin Broken Skull Sessions with Sasha Banks. Yeah. You get everything you need to know out of that 2-hour interview.
Yeah.
If you don't get the type of woman that she is, you'll never understand the type of woman that she is. Just listen to the words that come out of her mouth and listen to the tone of her voice. Listen to the body language. Listen to how she cares about everything.
It does.
WWE doesn't give a shit.
No, it don't.
She wants things to make sense. She has no problem putting anybody over. She has no problem losing. She has no problem doing this or that. She wants things to make sense.
She
wants to help the division. She knows what she's worth, how valuable she is. She sees the company that she fell in love with not valuing her to a point where she knows she's worth.
Yeah.
There's no problem doing anything that they require, but what WWE is giving her in return doesn't make sense.
No, it don't make sense at all.
And I'm glad what doesn't make sense was called out. Yeah. Because there is not enough people in that fucking company that will have the balls to do that.
Yeah.
I call it out every fucking week.
Yeah.
And I get blasted for it.
Why blast you for it, man? They did nothing.
Because it doesn't fit your fucking narrative. You are just as bad. All these people that criticize me for fucking crying, these are the same people criticizing Sasha and Naomi, and these are the fucking people that back WWE. These are the people we don't want to associate.
Those fucking neckbeards always try to do that to nigga, man.
These are the people we don't want to associate with.
I'll do that to you, bro.
They are actively destroying the product. They are not for what we need.
They affected the product
Sasha
with that
Banks
shit.
is for what we need. She wants things to make sense. She wants to pride herself on her work. She has no problem doing the work. Just make it make sense.
Yeah.
That's all she wants.
Yeah.
That's all she wants. Is that so difficult to produce?
Yeah.
I don't think so. WWE doesn't even lift a finger and try. Adidas_head 88. Yeah. This is the Twitter account.
That guy.
You guys can go check this out on Twitter. It is a huge thread of just damning information.
That's a thread they got.
Provided details on what allegedly went down between WWE Naomi and Sasha Banks.
Where's that thread going?
Usually I say take this shit with a grain of salt.
Fucking thread going.
Usually I say take this shit with a grain of salt. But when
I read this shit, I read it multiple times. It though.
Everything that this person said, I visibly just went over in my head, and I was coming up with thoughts and putting myself in that situation, going back to what I talked about. And what I complained about in regards to everything leading up to this. You go and look at this. I know it's going to be a first glance and say, how is this true? Who is this person? Please take this with a very cautious approach. I read this and I believed every fucking word this person said because everything that they put on social media made fucking sense.
Oh, bugs.
Here's what this person said. They started off with this. You are approached in February.
I hate roaches.
As being put in a tag team after both being promised big feuds at WrestleMania. Sasha Banks was supposed to wrestle Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship.
I'm about to have fucking worse than Amy Slayton from 1,000 pound sisters watch.
And Sasha Banks and Charlotte never happened because Charlotte
got bug in my video.
That she wanted Ronda Rousey instead because she wanted to main event night one, and she never got to main event night one because Stone Cold Steve Austin came back. So fuck Charlotte Flair.
Yeah.
I'm glad that it worked out the way that it worked out. Sasha should have nothing to be ashamed about because Charlotte had one of the worst matches of the entire fucking week.
It's all of them.
She wouldn't have had one of the worst matches of the weekend.
Charlotte, Bayley.
But she had one of the worst matches of the weekend.
Becky, Charlotte, Bayley, Sasha, all four of them, bro. They put the work.
And you put everything you have into being a tag team.
Yeah.
That's the way Sasha Banks works.
Yeah.
It works. You get over, you win the titles at WrestleMania, and you become big merchandise pushers.
Big merchandise
sellers. A lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
5 weeks into your reign, you show up to live TV and you get ready to work.
Yeah.
You are told you will be in the main event, and you are happy. You both are then told that one of you will be going over from pinning the other. You have questions on why that decision was made and how it helps you both. 5 weeks into your reign.
Yeah.
5 weeks, I'm assuming, was yesterday. Right, on Monday night. 5 weeks from when they won the titles at WrestleMania.
5 weeks.
You get ready to go to work, and you're going to be in the main event. You're happy, you're excited. Yes, I'm going to be the main event. And you're both told that one of you will be going over, but you will be going over by pinning your partner. So all of that speculation about, well, Naomi was told that she had to pin Sasha. Sasha didn't like it. Some people didn't believe that story. This is a close personal friend that just told you that that was exactly what was supposed to play out in the six-pack challenge.
Sasha hates
Naomi
it.
was supposed to pin Sasha Banks in the six-pack challenge. How does that help the tag team champions? Why would you put them in that situation? Why they were even in the match to begin with is beyond me.
It's all Vince's fault.
Why were they even there?
It's all Vince McMahon's fault.
But worse yet, they're there. They're in the main event, and you're asking Naomi to pin Sasha Banks and Sasha Banks to be okay with it. How does it help either one of them?
They don't care.
It doesn't.
No.
One of them looks like a loser, and the other one's just waiting to be a loser because she'd go on to win the match, to get a match with Bianca Belair at Hell in a Cell, and lose anyway.
Yeah.
You request a meeting with your boss to discuss the creative.
The quest is there.
Your boss takes the meeting, and everything is actually going well in the meeting.
Yeah.
He understands your concerns. The meeting ends well, and the match is told to be reconstructed. Good.
Yeah, that's why I went.
Good. Sasha Banks and Naomi went to Vince. They talked about why it didn't make sense. He seemingly agreed. He told the agents and the producers to reconstruct the match, and let's get to a different outcome with what we got going on here.
That's how it went.
For some reasons,
That's how it went.
producers get mad about it.
They got pissed now.
So the producers got mad that they already had a match lined up and ready to go, only for it to be changed, then told that it's going to be changed because Sasha and Naomi did not like what was going on,
the producers,
and justifiably so, and they have the balls to get mad at it.
Producers are like fucking idiots,
This
man.
is
They're
what
slaves.
I'm talking about
They're fucking
nobody
slaves,
speaks
bro.
up in the fucking back and
Our
goes and
producers
asks
get mad.
questions.
Our producers get mad.
It didn't make sense.
Oh, it's a producer.
If you're producing a match with the original outcome, you're not looking at that as a fucking problem.
Why?
You're not looking at that as, well, Naomi going over Sasha, should we be doing this? Is this right? Does this make sense?
Why?
No.
Bother.
They go to Vince. They ask for it to be changed. Vince says, all right, let's reconstruct the match. And then you have the fucking balls to get mad at them?
What? Why? Why'd you get
You
mad
then
at them?
ask, with one of your members going over, what happens to the titles?
Why get mad at them?
So one of them asks, well, Naomi's going over here. I'm assuming this had to be Sasha. What's happening with the championships? What's happening with the championships? If Naomi is set to pin Sasha in this match, what happens to the tag team championships? Then this person says, you are told basically that you will just be carrying the belts.
Carry them. That's what he wants you
You
to
will
do.
just be carrying the belts. They want to use you both to help both women's champions get more over. Let me get this straight.
I was gonna slap that fucking.
Let me get this
fucking fly, bro.
You're asking
I was gonna
Sasha
kill it.
Banks
I was
and
gonna kill that
Naomi
fly. I couldn't even get him.
to be tag team
I
champions
couldn't get that bitch.
and disregard
I couldn't get that son of a
everything
bitch.
that they
I
want
couldn't
to
get that son of
do
a
with the
bitch
tag team
with my
champions
hands. I couldn't do it.
to put them in singles matches against Bianca Belair and Ronda Rousey. Naomi was supposed to win this six-pack challenge last night and wrestle Bianca Belair at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view for the Raw Women's Championship. Sasha Banks was supposed to go to SmackDown and get a shot at the SmackDown Women's Championship against Ronda Rousey.
That shot down too.
But why are we going and doing these situations where you want them to get Bianca Belair and Ronda Rousey over?
Why?
Why does Bianca Belair need to get over? Wasn't that the fucking point of Sasha main eventing WrestleMania with Bianca Belair? You're asking Sasha Banks to do something that she already did and will not be able to duplicate. She'll never be able to do what she did with Bianca at WrestleMania at that stage and what that match meant the first time it happened. Why? Why would you ask her to do something again when she's already done it?
Yeah.
You were the ones. Management were the ones that fucked it up.
That's their fault.
They're asking her to get Bianca more over. Why? Why? Because you buried Bianca in 27 fucking seconds.
That's their fucking
and
fault.
Still, even with a great match against Becky at WrestleMania, she's still not where she needs to be. Why? Because you fucked up.
Yeah.
You fucked up.
They did.
Not Sasha Banks.
They did.
That's not her fucking problem.
No. Hell no.
Naomi's been doing the best work of her entire career. Naomi already had to take a step back because Ronda Rousey needed to come back. Ronda Rousey got the fucking match at WrestleMania against Charlotte Flair. Why? Because she's Ronda fucking Rousey. Naomi should have won the Royal Rumble.
The baddest bitch in the mixed martial arts world.
Storyline with Sonya Deville. You guys were too fucking lazy to even finish that fucking storyline. Does anybody remember Sonya Deville eliminating Naomi from the Royal Rumble? I don't remember it.
Alexa Bliss had defeated Sonya Deville twice.
I don't remember it, says WWE. They just go and ignore the whole fucking thing. I saw clear as day that Naomi was eliminated by Sonya Deville, who was already eliminated in the Royal Rumble. They didn't tie up loose ends. They just merged Ronda and Charlotte into their feud. And then when Ronda and Charlotte took precedent on Friday night, they ignored Sonya Deville and Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi should have went on to win the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Naomi should have went on to challenge Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, and Naomi should have been Crowd SmackDown Women's Champion.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks should have went heel. Sasha Banks and Naomi should have been the major feud on SmackDown on Friday night after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's what should have been done.
Mm-hmm.
But Ronda Rousey's there because Ronda Rousey's actively making the division better. And right now, believe it or not, it could not be any fucking worse than what it is right now.
Yeah.
How fucking dare you?
Yeah.
Ask Sasha Banks to go and make Ronda Rousey over. I'm sorry. I don't see how that's Sasha Banks' fucking problem. You want Sasha Banks to go in there and make Ronda Rousey? Ronda Rousey has no business being in a WWE ring because she doesn't give a fuck about the women's division. You don't give a shit about the fucking women's division.
Hell
And
no.
if you think she does, you're a complete blithering idiot.
That's what they are.
She can't cut a promo. She's terrible in the ring. Every time she comes out, it's like fucking insomnia hits everybody. You want Sasha Banks to put over Ronda Rousey. I'm sorry, didn't Ronda Rousey and Sasha Banks have a match at the Royal Rumble a couple of years back when Ronda was first there? Didn't Sasha do the job? Didn't Sasha do the job?
Did she?
She brought Ronda to the best match of her entire fucking run, did Sasha Banks. You want her to try and duplicate that now with an even worse Ronda Rousey. What difference would it make this time around? Again, just like Bianca Belair, what difference is it going to make if Sasha does this the first fucking time compared to the second time? It's not going to be anything special. Ronda's not going to be any more over if she beats Sasha Banks. Ronda Rousey should be laying down for Sasha Banks. Should be the other way around.
Yeah.
Holy shit, these people are fucking clueless.
Yeah.
They are fucking clueless.
Yes.
It is hilarious what I'm reading to you right now.
They're fucking
Sasha
clueless.
Banks.
They're
There's
clueless
no
as
fucking
shit.
way that woman can make Ronda Rousey look any better than what she looks like now.
They're
Ronda
fucking
Rousey
clueless.
is not somebody that needs to be given this type of attention. She's Ronda fucking Rousey.
Yes.
If Ronda Rousey's failing, it's Ronda Rousey's fault. It's not Sasha Banks' fault. How dare you?
How
How dare you?
How dare these assholes? These fucking twinks.
My God. My God. But what happens to the Women's Tag Team Championships? That's the other fucking question. What's happening to the Women's Tag Team Championship? You want them to hold the belt. Don't we have enough of that on TV?
Way back to Raw.
The Intercontinental title hasn't been defended on a fucking pay-per-view since WrestleMania 37.
Yeah, I haven't been.
We have enough of that on TV right now.
It's too much.
We don't need the Women's Tag Team Championships to go in the same direction.
Just burn them.
Why even make them the Tag Team Championships if this was the direction that you were ultimately going to go in?
Just burn the motherfucking titles.
Oh, you want Sasha to wrestle Ronda Rousey because there's nobody else, right?
Yeah.
Whose fucking fault is that? It's WWE's fault for building a fucking shit division. You allowed Charlotte Flair to go out, and now you got nobody. That was one of the worst women's feuds of all time. Now you're asking Sasha Banks to take the ball and get Ronda Rousey over.
Yeah.
Your fucking problem.
Yeah. That's their problem.
WWE's management. It's WWE's creatives problem.
Yeah. Creative team and all of them.
I don't understand it.
Management and all.
Why would you make them the tag team champions if this was the direction that you were ultimately going to go in? Why have them carry the belts around? I just don't know why you don't strip them of the titles and burn the fucking titles.
They failed.
They were never needed to begin with.
That's the
ever.
That's the epic fail right there.
Never. They're not needed on the main roster. They're not needed in NXT. They're not needed in AEW. So Christ, no. I hope Tony Khan does not make women's tag team titles.
Thank goodness.
What a dead concept.
Your concept's dead.
WWE can't even get their men's tag team titles the right way. You're asking them to fucking produce women's tag team titles? Who thought this was a good idea? All the people asking for the women's tag team titles back when they were debuting. Where the fuck are you now? I don't hear a single fucking peep from you.
Roaches. I hate fucking roaches.
My God. So Bianca, Naomi, Sasha, and Ronda.
Fuck.
WWE's got some. They're a bunch of fucking comedians, man. My goodness. Neither one of you. Well, let's go back to what Adidas is saying.
What
Neither
Adidas
one of you will win the solo
What Adidas
titles.
is talking about?
So Naomi's not beating Bianca for the Raw Women's title, and Sasha is not winning the SmackDown Women's Championship from Ronda. Neither one of you will be winning solo titles, and you won't be defending your tag team titles until Money in the Bank on July 2nd.
Yeah. Early July.
You asked for another meeting with your boss. But this time, you are being called spoiled.
That's what they asked that shit.
Spoiled?
They asked that question
Spoiled
too many times.
for asking logical, common sense questions.
They call these women
The
spoiled
producer
bitches.
walks away screaming. He comes back
They call these
and
women
tells
spoiled
both
bitches.
of you to fix your attitudes. Y'all have a
Creative.
brief meeting amongst yourselves
The producer-
and decide to stand up for yourselves.
Producer's act
You
like a
go
fucking
to
southern
another boss, who I'm
slave
assuming
master.
this is probably
That producer's act like a
Vince
fucking,
McMahon
fucking slave master.
or not Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard. You go to another boss and make it clear that you have concerns.
Producer's
You
act
ask,
like a
why
fucking
are we even in the
southern
match,
slave master.
and why aren't other women in it? We talked about this last
You
night.
said
Where's
y'all
Liv Morgan?
shit.
Where's Rhea Ripley? Where is Carmella? Where's Dana Brooke? They're all fucking there.
Yeah, they're there.
You got Shotzi on SmackDown. You got Xia Li on SmackDown. You got Ali on SmackDown.
They're all fucking
You
there,
got no
bro.
fucking problem bringing Sasha Banks and Naomi over from SmackDown.
They're all
But those
fucking
women
there,
who
bro.
haven't fucking seen the light of day on TV, no, we won't bring them to fucking television.
Hell no.
You
We
could have
put your
easily
shit-
put anybody in
No,
that match.
fuck no.
It didn't need to be Sasha. It didn't need to be Naomi. It didn't need to be
They
Joe
don't.
Drop, and it didn't need to be Nikki Ash.
No, they don't.
You mean to tell me that there is no way around fixing the fucking problem that WWE created for themselves?
Why?
Give me a fucking break, man. Give me a break.
No.
You ask why we are even in this match and why aren't all the women in it.
Nah.
You ask why are your titles with no stories for 2 months.
No,
Again, you are met with the question or the statement of fix your attitudes.
That's
So
how
after
stupid-
one
that's how
final
producer
meeting
telling
with
them that shit.
yourselves and ask others,
Those fucking
you
slave
make
masters.
the ultimate decision as a team. It's sad how one side is trying to create a fucked up narrative. Man, that's damning information, man. That is damning information. And every bit of that is 100% true.
That's the reason why the producer
Down
got.
fucking
That's the reason why.
There's no
That's the
doubt in
reason
my
that
mind
writer got punished.
That shit is 100%
That's the reason why Vince
true.
McMahon punched the writer.
What's the backstage reaction?
That's how Vince McMahon punched one of the
We already
fucking
got
writers.
Sasha and Ronda being the plan, right? That was their plan. Clearly, that's not taking place. Nobody wants to see that. Sasha is not for that shit. Naomi and Bianca, that didn't make sense from the word go.
It's never been meant for them,
Why?
bro. It's never been meant for
I
them,
don't
bro.
understand it.
It's never meant for
So
them,
those
bro.
were the two matches
Nah,
planned.
bro, you
What
never
I
meant for them,
loved
bro.
and what happened last night is that Sasha Banks and Naomi walked out and forced Creative's hand, and WWE, I'm certainly in the know here with this. WWE wanted Naomi to be filler. She wanted
Filler
Naomi,
always
WWE wanted Naomi to be filler and fill in for Bianca Belair on a D-level pay-per-view.
Filler.
They didn't want to blow their load with Bianca versus Asuka or Bianca versus Becky Lynch, which I'm assuming is going to be the match at SummerSlam. They'll probably
Bianca
say
and Asuka is
Asuka
official in the
for Money in
cage.
the Bank. The same thing happens with Sasha Banks. They wanted Sasha to be a filler for Ronda Rousey until either Charlotte gets back or when Bayley comes back and
That's all they
gets
got.
her match with Ronda Rousey. Sasha and Bianca, or Sasha and Naomi rather, were being used as filler for Bianca and Ronda Rousey. WWE was forced to change their mentality, their booking.
They changed
Sasha
everything.
Banks and Naomi forced their fucking hand. Sasha Banks and Naomi realistically took two major stadium matches away from WWE.
Major stadium
with
matches
what they
are
did
gone,
last
bro.
night, and I couldn't be more pleased.
They're gone.
Couldn't be more pleased with that.
The same shit's gone for
What
them.
is the backstage reaction?
They already removed from that shit.
What is the backstage reaction? Who is with Sasha Banks and Naomi, and who is against Sasha Banks and Naomi?
What's that?
During the PW Torch audio show with Wade Keller, Wade Keller gave some insight into the backstage reaction to the Sasha Banks Naomi situation. Keller confirmed that this is not a storyline, and they really did leave during Raw. What I can report is this is not a work. A couple of sources that I trust would know and said, definitely, this is not a work, and the reporting that PW Insider and Fightful had early on was accurate. People that I communicated with directly in WWE tonight after Raw indicated that this was Sasha and Naomi working together, but leaning a little more towards Sasha being the leader and them working each other up, but Sasha kind of leading the way into making this decision. Also noted that while it was implied in WWE's statement last night that Sasha and Naomi may have had an issue with their opponents in the six-pack challenge, none of the wrestlers in the match have a history of hurting people, like I just said previously in this live stream earlier on.
You talk about Sasha's alienating everybody.
Wade Keller and says this. By the way, there's no history of Doudrop or Nikki having a reputation for being rough in the ring. This isn't a Nia Jax type of situation. That's not a thing with them. I don't think that there was an issue with Asuka or Becky either. There's no history of personal issues between them. So the idea that they were uncomfortable in the ring with two of their opponents is not something that I know the details of, like who and why. I can just say that I asked around, and there wasn't a pre-existing issue with Naomi and Sasha with anyone in that match.
Mm-hmm.
Keller said that some people will side with WWE and others will side with Naomi and Sasha Banks, but more details are needed in this story. He added, and I quote, I will say, the people I'm communicating with, and their instinct is they're puzzled, and they say the locker room and management are puzzled by the reaction and the actions of Sasha Banks and Naomi. The fact that fucking management is puzzled goes to show you how fucking clueless and brain dead everybody is, man.
Yeah.
How don't you see what you did wrong? How? I don't get it. You don't see what you did wrong? You don't see the shit creative that you brought to the table and why they would be upset?
That's what they did? Yep.
It feels weird.
Yeah. Weirdness.
This is what I'm told.
Yep.
How this all played out, it feels weird. People are just kind of shaking their heads. The instinct with people that I'm communicating with is Sasha overreacted to a normal day at work and having been this worked up heading into today over some things that might not be all that worth getting worked up over. They're paid to play a role on TV, and WWE said that.
They did say why.
Behind the scenes, there's not a ton of instant sympathy or a thought of like, finally they took a stand over this injustice that was going on.
Oh.
It's more like, what? Where did this come from? And how did they get themselves so worked up over this?
The injustice? Okay, it's over.
There's not one single fucking person in that locker room that gives a shit. If you tell me that there is, you're a fucking idiot. I don't give a shit who you are. There's not one fucking person in this locker room that gives a shit about the overall state of the women's division. This goes back to what I said years ago in my initial Sasha Banks video. There's nobody in that fucking locker room that gives a shit about the overall health of the women's division. Not Charlotte, not Becky, not Bianca, not anybody. The only two people that ever gave a shit were Bayley and Sasha Banks. Everybody else just wants what they want for themselves, and they don't give a shit about anything else going on around them. That is 100% factual information.
Yeah, facts.
I don't need a report from SAP. I don't need PW Insider. I don't need PW Torch to tell you that and relay that information. I know it because I just watch the show and you just see it. You see it, you hear it, you read about it. Nobody gives a fuck there. If nobody is there supporting them and they're giving you quotes of, oh, I don't know why they overreacted. They got themselves worked up over this. They play a role on TV. Blah, 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 blah. She overreacted on a normal work day. Do you give a shit about the division in which you work in, or are you just there just because you have to and you only give a shit about what you have to do? Do you give a shit about the fucking titles at all? Seriously? This entire shit is fucked up.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Everything about this is fucked up. The more that comes out about this, the more we will all side with Sasha Banks and Naomi, man. Again, I stress, this is something that I love to see. Because we know from a fan standpoint what goes on, man. We're not stupid anymore.
Fuck.
I hope I've taught you guys at least something in the amount of time I've been doing this, man.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Do not ever trust these people. They don't give a fuck about you and I. They don't give a shit about the people that are on that fucking show on Monday and Friday night. If your name is not Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns, or anybody at an upper level management position, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody gives a shit. And when you open your mouth, you're petty. When you open your mouth, you're spoiled. And when you open your mouth, well, I don't know why they overreacted. They just play a role on television.
Why would they?
It's not what the fans think.
Why fuck would they?
Fans don't want their intelligence insulted. If you think that's okay, then you are a fucking part of the fucking problem.
They have to.
More and more comes out about this, the more and more we side with Sasha Banks.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Yeah.
What a joke.
Yep.
What a fucking joke.
Uh-huh.
That's all I got. That's all the news coming out of this situation. If you guys want more about this stuff,
though.
I will keep you guys updated on whatever comes out right here on the podcast. We had 3,300 people today live. 3,300 people today live for this major story, man. I love you guys. Thank you so very much. If you guys are new and just found the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button.
There's some comment
and while you're at it, please hit that thumbs up, man. We got 3,400 people here. Let's try for at least 1,500 likes on today's OTS. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That's Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Like I said, turn on the bell for notifications. Hit that thumbs up. It's the last call, man. Get those super chats in. We got 5 new members today, man. Love you guys. Thank you so much for all the support. Let's start at the top. Super chats. We got, again, thank you to It's Frags. Thank you to Kratos. 22 months, brother. Thank you so much, man, for re-upping. Here's the 22 months of amazing support from yours truly. It's officially 7 years. 7 years since I subscribed to your channel today, JD, OTS for life. Thank you so much, brother. 2 more months.
Dogs.
And you got that gold microphone, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Generation
X.
X, nigga. David Paul with a 7-month membership. Yeah. How long has it been since the Mets and Yankees made New York baseball exciting?
Fuck the Yankees and Mets, said JD.
Fucking terrible shit. I don't know what happened.
Fuck the Mets and Yankees, said JD.
Phil with a 7-month membership. Can't believe that I've been a channel member for 7 months. Naomi and Sasha told up for the bullshits they were given, and I applaud them. OTS for life. Thank you so much, man. Nick Williams and Mendelf's Isma become new members in the VIP club. Thank you so much, guys. What are you guys drinking tonight? Volithol becomes a new member. Thank you so much, man. What are you drinking tonight? Leo Gallimara with a $5 super chat. I do not blame Sasha and Naomi for walking. WWE was going to make them job to Bianca and Ronda. Go let others job and let Sasha and Naomi be champions.
Wow.
It made no sense for Sasha and Naomi to be jobbing to Bianca and Ronda. None.
Nobody wants to be jobbers.
Super Be Quiet with a $5 super chat. Sasha and Naomi deserve better. How did you and Jesse meet? We love you both. Don't forget to smash that like button. Jesse was a fan of the show. We met at the All In Starcast event for the first time. And
where's that referee that was trying to fuck on me?
Patrick Williams with a $5 UK Super Chat. Big shout out for Sasha Banks for walking out. Proves she cares about the division. I respect her even more for standing her ground. Absolutely, Patrick Williams. We all respect Sasha Banks.
Everybody knows. Everybody knows he respected Sasha
Alexander
Banks.
Fitzgerald with a $5 Super Chat. They had every reason to walk out. They were going to be booked horribly in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
WWE isn't the best wrestling company anymore. That's a fact.
Biggest Comsell Sports
Trey
Entertainment.
Van Garrick with a $1.99 Super Chat. Love and support Sasha, but her stands are unwell.
What's
Yes,
up, Trey Van Garrick? What's up, man?
Yes, they are. They are very unwell. It's Frags with a $9.99 Super Chat. I've been watching since 2017. Sorry it took me so long to become a VIP. I could see
that's been 5 years.
WWE releasing Naomi and torturing Sasha for the rest of her contract. After all.
What? Torturing. At least ain't torturing. Oh,
if WWE tortures Sasha, she's on her way out when her contract is over. And I have within good faith to know that she did not sign a dreaded 5-year deal. They just reworked her current contract at the time that when she negotiated and she signed for a 3-year extension. That was it.
Oh, they're gone. Bye.
Ryoff Wildfire. With a $4.99 Super Chat. I don't know why Sasha resigned last year. I know she was making a mistake, and ain't missed an illegal move.
Ain't no mistake.
The ref just gets a towel.
They did the right thing. They did the right thing.
It's awful, man. WWE, their rules, man, they're broken, and we're just supposed to accept it. Just like Bobby Lashley not going over the top rope and both feet hitting the floor. He got thrown through the fucking cage. The cage broke, but he won the match anyway.
That cage's already busted.
A technicality like that.
Yeah, Monster cost his own self the
Ulysses
match.
With three $5 Super Chats. If people want to take it personal, telling
that's
Sasha
worse than all the shit.
Just to do what she's told is slave mentality. These people can always criticize
and
judge.
That's what it is.
And
a slave mentality
that makes people unhappy and unsuccessful.
That's what it is. A slave mentality within WWE.
People probably are, and that keeps the problem with WWE going. People judging act like they will accept any and everything from their boss or company does or makes them do. People sure can be inconsiderate of others.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right, man. I talked about this last night. The fact that someone stood up the way that she did, man, it is admirable.
It did.
It is admirable.
It's still anything.
You don't see that all, especially in WWE.
Yeah.
If you're being treated unfairly, you fucking speak up.
Yeah, I'd speak up. Say something.
If you're being called unprofessional because you feel like you're being treated unprofessionally, then you fucking speak up.
Say something. Speak up. Rise
Emerald
up.
Lord with a 2-month membership. WWE sucks. Thank you, brother.
That's what Kidwell Wilkinson Basket's been telling people. Rise up.
Kluve, 22 with a $5 super chat. He leaves me a dancing emoji. Thank you so much, man.
Just so you fucking die.
Fujins Henry with a $4.99 super chat. Thank you for the extra. As always, JD. Thank you so much, Fujins. Michael Bertoni with a $20 super chat. Thank you for everything you do, JD. My fiance and I listen to you every day.
Roaches, man.
You're the best podcast, and not only in IWC, but in podcasting
Shit's worse than the Amy Slayton's YouTube video, bro.
Shout out to you and your fiance, man. I appreciate you guys listening to me whenever you can.
And the way,
Knighton.
In the way these people go like this video, bro.
It makes you think we understand it's a business, but damn.
Yeah. That's what counts about Sasha and Naomi.
But it's also human beings. And it still should make sense. We have every fucking right to call them out on their bullshit, man. Every fucking right. It's no different than you watching movies, or you watching sitcoms, or you watching fucking TV shows that are episodic.
That's more about Sasha and Naomi. It's more concerns.
They have every fucking right to talk about it.
It's more concerns.
And criticize it when it needs to be criticized.
I'm praying God
I don't understand why people call, people like me and everybody else that criticize the product crybabies. We do it because we care.
Yeah.
Omega Kong with a $10 super chat. I'll be quick. Number one, any prayers? My mom is in the ER.
Fucking Windows TV.
You got it, brother. Omega Kong and his mom. I want everybody in the chat to give me some prayer emojis.
Anyway, I'm working
for
on this
Omega
last
Con.
one because this guy.
I'm boycotting WWE. I canceled Peacock, unsubscribing YouTube, continue to fight for equality, justice for Naomi and Sasha.
That's justice for Naomi and Sasha.
Good for you, bro. I'm glad you're taking a stand as well, man. More people should follow in your footsteps.
Wipe the fuck out these bitches.
Gary Gordon with a $5 super chat. Nikki and Doudrop given a main event slot is a complete and total joke. I don't even know why they were in the match. They're the only other tag team on the entire roster in the women's division, and WWE put both of their tag teams in singles action. For what reason? Phil with a $9.99 super chat.
Sasha and Naomi piece of shit won't fly up on me, man.
Yesterday I spoke out about the injustice in my current workplace.
I'll fuck that
They
roach
should be
up, bro.
celebrated. I've been watching
That roach is so the fucking die. Just like that little ass
Thank
snap
you,
that
Phil.
JD's
That's a
gonna
long time,
smack
brother.
on.
Cheers.
Drink that liquid death, JD. Drink that liquid death, man. Comment of the night, bro.
Linda Carter
Linda Carter.
with a $5 super chat. Went to high school with
Ain't
Naomi
that
Trinity.
chick?
She's always stood up for
Ain't that
herself.
chick
I
look like
agree
she
with
was
both
from
of them 100%.
Wonder Woman or something? Oh, I don't know what. I don't
She
even
sounds
know.
like a good woman, Linda. We need more people like that.
The Wonder Woman.
Shakoy with a $2 super chat. Bill Botti is a joke.
Oh. Oh.
Let me ask you guys, is that K100 Informer a Bill Botti account?
Bill Botti?
Is that Bill Botti?
That's probably him.
Because I called him out today, man.
That guy's a clown, bro.
He called me a cocksucker and said that he would shut my mouth.
Bench that motherfucker.
You know where to find me, Bill. You know where to find me, man. I'll be at Forbidden Door more than likely.
Or find them. Or let them find you.
Joseph Morrison with a $5 super chat. Sasha Banks should go down as the biggest female star in WWE history, but won't because she's underappreciated by them.
Boy. Swear to God, you won't be seeing this video.
Van Den Vaughn with a $5 super chat. Just subscribed. Salutes. Thank you, brother. Thank you for the $5 super chat, man. We're happy to have you here. Hugh, the content guy, with a $9.99 super chat. So basically, Sasha and Naomi are over, but their chosen champs aren't.
Yeah.
So now Sasha and Naomi have to help them get over, but lose some of their status in the process. Big ups to Sasha and Naomi.
Big ups to them, man. Big ups to them.
You called it, Q.
Yeah, Q.
You called it, man.
Yeah, man.
WWE thinks that's common sense and logic.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. And Diablo Stackola with a $5 super chat. If this keeps up, I will get my dream match of Thunder Rosa and Sasha Banks sooner than I thought. WWE is trash.
Everybody knows WWE is garbage. They trash.
They are indeed, man.
Yeah.
They are indeed. Yes, Bill Botti. Yeah, what a professional, man.
That's right,
He said Sasha Banks was an overrated, skinny, wig-wearing woman with no tits.
Everybody knows that.
If Bill Botti, let me tell you something. If Bill Botti was touched by Sasha Banks in any way, shape, or form, he'd fucking melt into a puddle of goo.
Don't talk about Bill Botti, though. Bill, don't talk about Sasha.
Give me a break.
Please, Bill, don't talk about Sasha. Please.
Guys, we are about to get out of here, man.
About the wild, man?
The venue is locked up for the rest of the night. Yo, Jesse, listen.
Clean up the shit. Clean up the mess.
I'm going to need you to clean up, man. We got a big show tomorrow night, all right? I have no problem to argue with you today, man. No problem with you today. Just do what you got to be. Just do what you're told, all right? Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, man. This fucking guy. We're about to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you all.
Bugs everywhere.
Still got that taco stink on me, man. Holy shit.
You smell tacos, JD, man. Take a bath. Take a bath. You smell like tacos.
I appreciate you guys, man. 3,400 in the Zach R with an 8-month membership.
What's up, Zach?
7 months, baby.
Yeah,
thanks for always keeping us up to date, man. As always, love the show. Keep up the
amazing. Yeah.
Yes, go watch Jesse, man. It'll be live in an hour. Jesse will be live talking about not Rampage, Dark.
Yeah, Dark is talking
Jared
about Dark.
Hutfinger with a $5 super chat. Sasha Banks should be pushed
That's what I talked about
more,
Dark
but Vince
yesterday.
and Bruce want to push Mandy Rose and Becky Lynch. Now they want to push Lacey Evans.
They wanted to. How cringe can that be?
Fusions. If I could get my PlayStation set up, got a little problem with my PlayStation right now. I may be live later, man. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. I am not sure yet. If you guys see a notification, then I will be live. If not, probably not.
No,
anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. I thank you so very much for joining me tonight, man. Even East is live. Go watch East at 6:30 and then Jesse at 7, man. Look, you got your back-to-back fucking programming all set, man. Listen, Justin Strickland, $9.99 Super Chat. Kudos to Sasha and Naomi for standing up for themselves and calling WWE out for that terrible booking. WWE wanting them to put over Bianca and Ronda. What a joke.
Maybe.
WWE is fucked up.
Yeah.
Guys, I need those guitar emojis in the chat. And I need that music on max. Justin, thank you for the $9.99, brother. I will see you guys live tomorrow night for AEW Dynamite on Off the Script. See you guys later.
Yep, it's the end. That's the end. See, you gotta do something jam packed on this live stream. It's jam packed. I had to do it for 2 hours because I already did it with the two-part assassination Battle for Compton documentary. So I might try and do that one more time with some other documentary, with some other show. We'll see what they're gonna do. Nope. Let me go to the thing. We'll go to that. We'll go to that on the next video. I'm gonna go on to the I'm gonna go on to the next video. I'm gonna go on to the next video, and I'm gonna find out about what happening with Sasha Banks being accused of manipulating Naomi. I think it's utter bullshit. See you on the next video tonight. See you on the next video tonight. About to end this thing with another hitch. I'm through, so gotta go to the next video. So go do it again. Go do it again for like 30 some minutes.